gentlemen, Gungans and droids across the level them bar. I got one question for you. What squad we're bringing in? So that's why we got to give a special shout out to our decommissioned clone troopers of the Galactic Republic. We have a lot of Bad Batch stuff we got to talk about today. A lot of Bad Batch on the mind. It's been slow weeks for Galaxy, which, by the way, thank you so much for the support and coming out to the non-Galaxy Heroes that we did this week. Surprisingly enough, some of the non-Galaxy Heroes stuff got more views than actually Galaxy Heroes. So it seems like even you guys are enjoying the break from Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. It's a slow week, but we got some stuff I want to talk about to wrap up this week here. We have some Omega Omicron gameplay that we're going to be shooting. Why don't we just do it right now? A lot of questions about how good is this Omicron. So we have some Reek mission gameplay, as well as just some normal combat mission gameplay. We'll talk a bit about that. And at the end of the video, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of people talking in the community about Crosshair coming to Galaxy of Heroes. So you better sit back, relax, get that Jawa juice through your veins, because we have a lot to talk about today. And make sure you're telling the YouTube algorithm you're having a good time here and hit that like button, all that other fun stuff that YouTube wants to hear. Omega Omicron. I have this question a lot. Am I going to be applying this Omicron? Not now. I don't have a need for a territory battle Omicron now, at least, but maybe it's a new territory battle we're waiting for. Hopefully it's going to be a good one that's coming out later on this year here. But if you are maybe someone that loves the Bad Batch, maybe you don't like the Shock 501st up against the KAM mission. Bad Batch was already able to beat the Reek mission before, but it seems like the Omicron basically seals the deal. It seems like, at least for me personally, this Omicron is mainly meant for the KAM Reek mission. Otherwise, in the combat missions, it seems kind of hit or miss. Just a brief reminder of what this whole Omicron does here. Once you're inside of territory battles, you get a crazy amount of durability, but it's going to scale based off your relics. So at the start of the battle, all your Bad Batch allies are going to get max health equal to 10% of their max protection. You're like, all right, well, okay, well, what else is going to happen? But you're getting 10% max protection for each of their own amplifier, relic amplifiers, which caps out at 100%. So that's one of the speculating pieces we had a while ago. Is there a relic 10 coming? I would assume so. I think it'd be foolish to think there is no relic 10 coming. And then you're gonna lose all your protection, so turning yourself into like a Darth Nihilus, Lord Vader type of team. Then you're gonna take reduced damage from percent health damage effects at the start of each encounter, and then Bad Batch allies gain 10% bonus protection for each of the for 2 turns for each of Omega's relic amplifier levels, which caps out at 100%. So right now we only can get the 90%, and then whenever Omega uses their basic ability, she deals damage again for each other Bad Batch ally, dealing 50% less damage. So she is going to be churning through battalions. And really the biggest thing, especially for the Reek mission, is that you're not going to be taking pretty much any damage based off of health damage. And that's one of the things that goes on with the Reek mission. There's a lot of things that kind of hurt you because it's going against your max health. That's not really going to work out in this situation. And your team gets so much more durable. Remember, protection up is based off of the max health, and when all of your protection and health is getting lumped in there, you're gonna have a crazy amount of bonus protection on your team. So it seems pretty much like a guaranteed win, but for me, it's not really meant for me. Although I think it's gonna help out some people. I don't need KAM. I already got KAM, and even so, I was able to get KAM without the need of having this Omicron. I want to believe this is an Omicron designed for the future of Relic 10, as well as the new territory battles that's going to be coming around at the next one. So we don't know about Relic 10, but I assume Relic 10 is probably going to be tied. They always have to add a catch. Like, why should you care about this new territory? They have to have that hook. They have to get you looped into their core loop of the new game mode somehow. So probably they're going to add some sort of new gear relic level that's going to be required. The question is for you guys, all right, cool. Let's say it works great for KAM. What about for combat missions? And again, if you want to check out gameplay, I'm going to leave some links down below to the people that I found out. I'll leave a couple extras that I didn't include, but there's some people that did a lot of in-depth explanation and explained their experience with Omega. So be sure to check them out if you want another opinion, or just kind of hear a more in-depth breakdown from someone who actually owns Omega. From what I've seen on Reddit, YouTube, and the different varieties of gameplay out there, I wouldn't say having this Omicron, especially for territory battles. With territories, in my opinion, if you're slapping on a territory battle Omicron, you better be guaranteed every single time 4-4. And that's kind of what the Rolo, Rebel Officer Leorgana Omicron is like. That's kind of like what the Finn Omicron is like. It's almost a guaranteed win. With the Omicron on the Bad Batch, or at least Omega, however, I'm not getting that impression. I'm seeing kind of like half wins, getting 4 out of 4, half losses, getting like 2 or 3 out of 4. So that's another reason. That's another thing about territory battles. It's not frequent enough. Territory battles live. It only happens once in a blue moon or once a month, more or less. Or is it once? I think it's like once every other month. That's something. It's not very often. Is the point I'm getting at. And since it's so infrequent, you want to make sure you're getting guaranteed wins out of them. And Bad Batch without the Omicron, I don't use it all the time. I have Galactic Legends thrown there, but even when I want to throw Bad Batch, I usually do Bad Batch Shock T, or you can throw Bad Batch with Ray, or even just a full Bad Batch team. I can give 4 out of 4 usually with them without the Omicron. You would hope with the Omicron it would be a guaranteed full auto, something of that, getting 4 out of 4s. I'm not quite seeing that. So for me personally, I'd say only apply this Omicron for now. If you got some really good relics, you can benefit from all those relic amplifier bonuses through Omega's unique ability here. And secondly, if you want a much easier path to getting KAM shards, just remember, you can get KAM without the Omicron. You can get it for free. Tons of people haven't spent money that got KAM for free. Ki-Adi-Mundi, that is. So that's going to be more of a personal choice for you guys. Let's move the conversation over to the second thing. While we were hanging out, having a good time, playing Call of Duty, all that other fun stuff, people have been discussing, are we going to be seeing Crosshair this month? Well, we have a few things that we need to break down to kind of see if maybe there's any weight to that speculation. Now, let me put it out there. At times I hear things. I haven't heard anything yet about a Crosshair coming, but the game would want to suggest potentially that there is going to be some Bad Batch related thing coming here soon. I do suspect, this is pure speculation, since this territory battles is based off the rise of the Empire post Order 66, I wouldn't be too surprised if you see like Bad Batch focused missions for the upcoming territory battle. That's around the corner. But this month's login award has Hunter, the November login, and then we have the November bonus calendar, which has records. So firstly, fantastic characters. Love seeing when the calendar has some really good stuff out there for people. So that's thing number one. And that's kind of the main thing that people are looking at. However, I want to bring your attention over here for a moment. In case you missed it, Bad Batch Season 2 has been confirmed for January 4th, 2023. So we're about, more or less 2 months from the day of this video from the next season of the Bad Batch here. So this could be one of few ways to break this down here. You guys let me know where you're sitting at here. I definitely think we're getting a Crosshair at some point. I think it'd be odd. It'd be weird if we didn't get one, especially now that season 1's complete. We kind of know that Crosshair, he chose to beat the Empire. He didn't have any sort of chip in his brain telling him to think otherwise. He chose to be in the Empire, which was a huge plot twist. I think the thing right now is we're expecting the new characters to be tied with the Dr. Aphra release, and and the themes so far, at least of Dr. Aphra's requirements, have been scoundrels, and I suspect Hondo, the new droids, are going to be part of the Aphra team, and I'm assuming the fourth person is also going to be part of the new Dr. Aphra scoundrel team. Crosshair is not a scoundrel, in my opinion. I think if they're basing off the end of season 1 of Bad Batch, I think Crosshair would be a new Imperial Trooper unit. So now they could just throw it out there and say it's required, and it's not going to be part of the team. So I'm just saying, I'm looking at themes right now, if it makes sense. And right now, I'm not seeing it make a ton of sense for Crosshair being required for Dr. Aphra if the theme is scoundrel-based, but I want Crosshair to come, and seeing the Bad Batch here, seeing that the show is going to be released for season 2 on January 4th, so only a few more months from now. Seeing the Login Award calendar, the Login Award just maybe could be celebrating the fact that we just got confirmation of the Bad Batch TV show's second series being released in 2023 of January. For me personally, I do want to believe the speculation. Speculation, I don't hear rumors of leaks right now, like, the Scythe. We all knew about the Scythe. For those that kind of keep their ear in the community, there was a lot of leaks about the Scythe, a lot of leaks about the new territory battle, and whatnot. So I haven't seen any leaks or heard any leaks in regards to a new Crosshair coming to Galaxy Heroes. But the question that I wonder is if they are going to release a new Crosshair, is it going to be one of those units that's going to be needed for the new territory battles? Is it going to be thrown in an Imperial Trooper team? I mean, to be honest, I think when we were thinking of Bad Batch, people were really hoping that the 5th member would be Crosshair, not Omega per se. There's that whole Omega debate. Is she really benefiting the team more? I think she's definitely the better option for territory battles now with that Omicron on him. But usually people opt for things like Shock T. That Shock T is just a better replacement for Omega. 9 out of 10 situations out there. If Crosshair does come, would people be disappointed if, let's say, he didn't fit into a 5th spot onto the Bad Batch? Whew, that's going to be an interesting take. And here's one more battle that we have right at the very end here, where we have some gameplay here where it kind of, you kind of got into the wave 3 and just things fell apart. So with this Omega Omicron, I wouldn't say you're guaranteed to clear your way through territories. There definitely seems to be a nuance. It might be tied. If you don't have crazy high relics on the Babbitt, you're probably not going to get a lot of bang for your buck out of this particular Omicron here. So you guys let me know what you think. Omega Omicron is something you're eyeballing. For me, I'm not fully invested in territory Omicrons. I haven't been since they were announced, but I told you guys from the get-go, once I started seeing a lot of territory Omicrons, I'm like, all right, they're ramping up for something. And the biggest tipper for me was the Carthonaci Omicron, because it just didn't make sense. The Old Republic is such a cross-factional thing, but now it's going to make a lot more sense for the upcoming territories because, well, this upcoming territories is light, dark, and mixed. And that's going to be great for Carth, I would assume, depending on what the difficulty is looking like for this upcoming territory battle. So maybe in the future, you're going to start seeing me apply some more Omicrons, but for me, my formula is still the same. I'd say 70% Omicrons are for Grand Arena, 30% Omicrons are for territories when my guild wants me to apply them. Otherwise, I don't see a ton of benefit for territory Omicrons, but they do make sense at times. Rebel Officer, Leia Organa, and Finn are great options if you want to have uses for your leftover teams that you aren't platooning, like the Rebel Officer team. If you have to give away to Commander Luke Skywalker team, Rebel Officer Leia Organa can still get some fantastic work done for your guild. And same thing at Finn. If you have to platoon a lot of stuff, Finn with just some leftover resistance can pretty much steamroll Geonosis territory. And I'm just not getting that particular vibe with the Omega Omicron, except that it seems to be a nice little benefit for the KAM mission. But you know, that might be all it takes to convince some people out there. So time will tell. And I think the biggest problem is as well, there hasn't been a need to farm Omega. She's not required for any legendary. And as we said, there are already better existing options like Shock that you probably already have geared up. And the problem is with Omega, if you're going to slap on that Omicron, you really need to make sure the Bad Batch has decent relics to make sure to get some good max health and max protection bonuses. But also you got to make sure Omega has relics. And this is incentivizing you to take her as far as possible. Is this a character you're going to take the relic 10, 9? Are you going to be a mad lad like me? And for the memes, I took mine. I took mine, the relic 8, as a meme. Probably not. So if you're going to do this, look at your relics. If you don't have Omega at gear 13, I don't see this being entirely useful potentially. But we're going to wrap it off there. That's going to be kind of your, not really a weekly news roundup because there's not too much going on in Galaxy of Heroes right now. But nonetheless, it's just great hanging out with you guys, talking about whatever's going on in Star Wars. I'm excited for the Bad Batch season. Hopefully things pick up in Galaxy of Heroes. You guys know what Data Crowns, I'm like, the game's felt weird to me with Data Crowns, but I still enjoy hanging out, talking about Star Wars as well as collecting Star Wars characters. So fingers crossed, Crosshair's coming. The one thing we don't have to keep our fingers crossed about is that it's great to be in the Empire today.